Boy in the black shirt. Why? Oh, yeah, Billy Black. Why he's in a wheelchair? Diabetes. Okay, my turn. Edward can't hear Bella because that's the way she was born. Why can Edward hear what everyone else is thinking? Because that's how he was born, and why Alice can see the future. It's just sort of who she is. There is a little bit genetic to that, but we won't really get into that until Midnight Sun. Okay, brown shirt. Okay, wait, I couldn't hear you, but if you're going to say something about Chicken dying, you might want to rephrase. That question? Maybe we should skip ahead. Okay, right here. Some of the book covers have symbolism for me, some of them do not. With the apple cover, that one for me is about the idea of a choice. So you really look at it, it's like you're being offered this apple, or you've just received it. Are you going to buy it in? Are you going to become a part of that? Or, what if the apple's poison? There's quite a few good apple stories in mythology, and Snow White, and Garden of Eden, there's all kinds, and I like that idea. The ribbon for me is about the idea of trying to break away from your old life. And it's never a clean cut. There's always all the threads that are so hard to break. And so for me, that's Bella thinking that she can just walk away from her human life, and it's really not that simple. So that one got me what that's about for me. Okay, let's see. In the black dress. I do not have a cover for that. So Midnight Sun's on chapter 12. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, right there. Yes. You know what, I am not a horror person, so I really can't, I don't know what the similarities would be to Underworld or Buffy or Anne Rice, because I was never into that, and now that I'm writing vampires, I don't read anything or watch anything about that. So I don't know if there are links or not. And I probably won't watch anywhere. It's scary, isn't it? Scary stuff. Okay, the white straw, right here. She's asking about Jasper's scars and Bella's scar and why no one else has any. It's not that they don't have any, it's that the scars on vampire skin are really, really hard to see if you're human. As a vampire, if you were a vampire and you met Jasper, the first thing you would notice about him is that he's covered in scars. And you'd be afraid, because you'd look at him and think, he's been in a fight with 1,000 different vampires and he's walked away from every one. Bella can't see the scars, but most of them, if they've ever gotten to the tangles of them, the first scar that you get heals in that process. But if you become a vampire. So that's why he has so many, is because they were post-vampirization. I made up that word. I choose a lot. So the red underneath. Yes. Fanfiction. This is the deal with fanfiction and me. When Twilight first came out, and was actually on the shelf, somebody wrote me a letter and said, have you read the fanfiction about Twilight? And I was like, what's fanfiction? And I heard this strange thing. So I got online and started reading. I think there were 30 stories online at the time. Yeah. I know that's changed a little bit. And the reason that Midnight Sun exists is because of those 30 stories. Because when I read them, I thought, people kind of understand Bella. They're getting her. They do not understand Edward at all. And I was a little offended because how could they not realize what he's going through? So I wrote the first chapter from Edward's perspective just to say, look, this is harder than most people. This isn't, like, oh, look, there's a cupcake. Maybe I want to eat it. Maybe I don't. So it's not like I started, I kept going. I don't read fan fiction anymore because sometimes it's disturbing to me. I actually got a couple of stories that people have tipped me off to that aren't about the characters. They're about other people's reaction to the characters. There's a Harry Potter one that's adorable. And there's one about the people acting in the movie that is really, really funny too. So there are a couple that I still keep up with. Okay, let's see. How about way on the side there with like black and white and the dark black hair? You're going to have to shout. Oh, where was fur color? It doesn't signify anything. It's kind of like, how people all look different. With you have your features that are different with the woods, it just kind of comes out in their fur. Okay, back here. The series at book 4, Midnight Sun is kind of like book 1.5. Book 4 will pretty much That'll be the last time Bella would narrate. But if I wanted to go forward, stories can't go on forever. It would get old. If Bella ever had the same problems in every book, and they overcame it and then faced the exact same thing again, it would get really old. There comes a time when a story needs to end. There are other stories with other characters. I might go there, I might not. There's three things I'll do first. So it wouldn't be like right away, but I do have outlines for 5 and 6. Okay, in the Black Dress of the Revelations.
Is there any other place in the world that have a defense against vampires like the werewolves?
Yeah, well, that's kind of speculative, don't you think? That would make more shadow future stories, so I'm not going to answer that one. Okay, do the Black Dress. The treaty is part of an oral tradition that's been passed down. So no, there's no written document. Sorry. Okay, I'm still with the Black Dress fan.
Well, does Jacob stay a werewolf because he decides to run?
Again, with questions about what might happen in the next book. I'm not